Okay, I'm here in Iceland. So one of the big things I don't have figured out is, ironically, mental health. Even though I have a PhD and 2 master's degrees, I'm a licensed therapist and a credentialed coach, I certainly go through challenging times. So I've just gone through a season of conflict, which has contributed to my season of darkness the last few weeks. One more thing I certainly don't have figured out is God or faith. Okay, I'm here in Iceland. My first day here. Now I'm just looking for places to hike. This is a cool area. This is kind of off the beaten path. I'll try to post where this is in Iceland if you're curious. I'm actually going to leave a clue here somewhere, like a geocaching location for people to find, and a clue related to the good life, and maybe some prizes or awards if you find the clue and put them all together. I'm going to be spreading these clues out across the globe over the next year or more. I have at least 7 right now, so this might be the first one. Alright, I found a somewhat quiet place. Looks like a bike trail. So yeah, today's theme is all about something I've been thinking about lately, and that's related to things I don't have figured out. And I've wanted to do something like this for a while, because there's a tendency as therapists, as professors, things that I've been and done and am doing, and even teachers on YouTube, that we have it all figured out, and I certainly don't. I've learned a lot. I think when I'm kind of comparing myself to where other people might be, I think I remind myself that it's not about, I think the good life isn't all about how good we are or how freed up we are from emotions and negative experiences. To me, it's more about comparing myself to myself, and without some of the things I've learned and I'm teaching on this channel, I wouldn't be as far as I am. So I remind myself of that when I'm in a slump or feeling low in some way and think I should be better off, or I shouldn't feel these things as much as I do, or go through dark times like I do still, I remind myself, well, I'd be much worse off if I didn't do some of the things I'm trying to do for myself and trying to teach on this channel. So that's why this theme of things I don't have figured out, kind of where it comes from, is like I don't want to portray perfection, but progress as much as possible. So some of the things I don't have figured out. Let me take a break here, my arm's getting tired. So one of the big things I don't have figured out is, ironically, mental health. And like I said, I've made significant progress, and I'm better off than I would be without some of these tools and tips and techniques I'm sharing with you in the Good Life Lab. But I just went through a dark period not too long ago. I mean, this last 2 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, during the series I just did, Boost Your Mood, Queer Dudes, I hit a slump in the middle of that and had a hard time getting out of it. I think I'm recovering, but still have some challenges that I haven't experienced in a long time. So I'm mindful of the fact that I don't have mental health figured out, even though I have a PhD and 2 master's degrees, and I'm a licensed therapist and a credentialed coach. I certainly go through challenging times. And even though I'm mindful of the 4 pillars that I've talked about, of belonging and transcendence and reason for being and being authentic with yourself and others. And I'm practicing those things, maybe not as much as I could, but I'm aware of those things and trying to keep those in mind. I still have challenges. So hope you don't feel alone. Hope you can feel like I still identify with that, or somebody does for you if you're going through a tough time. And it does take time, and even though I go through slumps and I have a PhD, I hope that doesn't discourage people from trying, because I've made significant strides just by applying some of the things I'm learning that I'm teaching. So hope you do the same. Along with the things I haven't figured out, there are a few things that I do feel like I know. And that's one thing, is that if you keep on keeping on, if you keep pressing on, you can make progress, and you will see change, and lasting change, significant change. I think I've said on this channel before that if I could compress 10 years of therapy that I've been through, or growth or change that I've been working towards, and into a kind of a single moment, it'd be like a miracle had happened from where I was 10 years ago. So hope that's kind of a reality check of things that we may not have perfect or figured out, but also things that we can keep in mind and be hopeful about. If you ever think about coming to Iceland, I recommend it highly because of the remoteness of it, the isolation of it, the barrenness of it. I love that about Iceland. So the next thing I've been thinking about that I don't have figured out, related to mental health and the 4 pillars, is relationships. So I've just gone through a season of conflict, which has contributed to my season of darkness the last few weeks, with a significant other friend relationship. And it's just a challenge. So I don't like conflict. I think I've gotten good at it through my work and through therapy and things, or better at it. But there's still, even in that, a lot of room for growth. But it depends a lot too on the person that you're kind of in conflict with, how much they're willing to move towards you or work on things. So it makes it more challenging if you feel like you're the only one who's trying something different, or trying to be patient or lean into some of the conflict. So that's something I'm still learning. I don't have figured out, but again, I think I've made progress. I look back on the things that I've done and tried, and the person I've become, and that's different. I think better, hopefully, better equipped, more skilled, but still struggling with doing it well and consistently. The other thing about relationships a pattern I'm seeing, and I'm trying to figure it out still, is when to continue to initiate with people and when to let them go. And when it's a dance, I let people go, and then I think second guess myself and want to reconnect. And so that's also something I'm working on, thinking about, that I don't have figured out. And so a couple of things about relationships that I'm still working on for myself. So you're not alone if you're struggling with some of the same things. So one more thing I certainly don't have figured out is God or faith. And I've shared with this on many occasions on this channel, just my journey, which has gone from a very devoted Christian, went to seminary for 6 years, and very faithful, trying to change my orientation for 30 years through different means, like therapy and going to seminary and prayer and fasting. So I've gone from this devoted, conservative, evangelical Christian to accepting my identity as a gay man, to then becoming an atheist for a while, and now I think I'm more of an agnostic. And still, I think I have some things. I've become more peaceful about some things, but there's a lot of room for growth in terms of faith and where I could go or may want to go. I just had a conversation with a friend who's still very much evangelical, and just had spent time with a group of friends in New Jersey that were from my former faith kind of life, and um, still coming out to some of them, even though I've been with my partner for 13 years and all that. I'm still finding ways to people I haven't come out to, and so they've spent the last few days with people praying for me and with me about where I am with my faith and struggling with that, or not really caring about it really too much. But I appreciate their sincere efforts because they may be watching this. So I appreciate your friendship still, even though we're from very different perspectives. So that's something I think I'm more open than I was actually as a Christian to the possibility of what's next for me, and maybe very different than where I am now 10 years from now. I may have more of a faith, or I may not, I don't know, but that's still something I'm trying to figure out and trying to make progress in and be open to what's next for me. So I think that's the lesson learned that I think I do have figured out, is sometimes when we think we have all the answers, like I did as a Christian, we probably don't. And we need to be open and humble and willing to learn and be curious about other perspectives. And so I think that's where I am, even though I don't have a definitive answer to a lot of things. I'm not dogmatic about much. I feel like I'm in a good place in terms of being open and curious about the world around me and spiritual things as well. So I think I think it's a good thing about where I am. I'm going to film this one last peek before turning around because it's getting cold out here. This just feels like Lord of the Rings, going over one of the mountaintops. Let's see what's on the other side of this. Ooh, wow, look at that. Looks like that. Let's see the geysers down there. Hot springs, I guess. In there. So that's mostly what I wanted to say about things I don't have figured out. I don't have mental health figured out. I don't have relationships figured out. I don't have faith or God figured out. And those are significant things. But I've also tried to share things that I have learned, even though I don't have everything figured out. There are some things I have learned, and I guess that's the essence of this channel, is to just keep exploring and experimenting with life and tools that we come across, just to try to get a little bit better, to have a little bit better life and feel better about ourselves and the world around us. And that's been my journey, and I hope I continue to reach for whatever's next and to not give up and to stay curious out in this big, beautiful, crazy, depressing sometimes, but amazing world that we're a part of. There it is. All right, I will talk to you in the next video.